Hi, Leo. Welcome. Thanks for joining me. How are you?
I'm good. And thank you, Joseph, for having me. I appreciate it. It's an honor.
It's very nice to meet you. Before we dive in, let's start with a quick intro to kick things off. Can you share a little bit about yourself and tell me about your carnivore journey? How did it all start?
Okay. So this is going to be a somewhat of a long story because I went carnivore in April 2022. So it's almost 4 years ago. But some quick things about myself. Right now I'm 26 years old and I'm from Taiwan. I live here. And I actually also make content like Joseph. So I also like to interview people that eat a meat-based diet. But that's some quick things about me. And in terms of my carnivore story, so like I said, I went carnivore in April 2022. And the reason for that was because prior to that, I was struggling with eye floaters. So a quick information. Basically, when you have eye floaters, your vision is going to have a lot of floating things. So I got this condition at the end of 2021. And this issue gave me a lot of worries. And I think the reason I had a lot of worries had a few, there were a few reasons. So first of all, throughout my whole life growing up, when I see the world, it's just normal. I'm not going to have eye floaters. So when I get eye floaters, suddenly I feel like when I see things, there are all these annoying things. So that didn't really help in terms of my mental health. And then another thing was that when I got eye floaters, I started to went online and go to doctors to know how I can fix my issue. And the information online and what the doctor said, basically they want you to go get your eyes checked regularly when you get eye floaters because that's a sign that you are kind of at risk for a condition called retinal detachment. And when you have retinal detachment, you are going blind. You need to go to get surgery as soon as possible. So basically, the medical community, they want you to get your eyes checked regularly so that you can fix your eye problem as soon as possible. If you are having retinal detachment, they can catch it very early and try to do something about it. But basically, right now I'm like someone that's at risk of going blind after I get eye floaters. And according to the medical community, if you experience new extra eye floaters in your vision, or if in your vision there are some flashes, if you feel this kind of sensation, then that can be a sign that you are having retinal detachment. So every day, ever since I got eye floaters, every day I was just very worried about if I get new eye floaters or if I can feel some flashes in my vision. Because if that happens, I want to go to the doctor as soon as possible. Because according to the medical community, when you experience these signs, when you are having retinal detachment, you need to get it fixed as soon as possible. Because if you wait for too long, then you might lose some vision permanently. Yeah, so every day I was just very anxious. And when you have eye floaters, they are going to be moving, the floaters. So it's hard to count how many you have. But because I'm so worried about getting new ones. So every day I still try to just see if I am getting new ones. But in fact, it's pretty hard to tell. I can't really know. But every day, 24/7, I just keep trying to know if I'm getting new eye floaters because I'm just so worried. Yeah. Okay, I want to get into my improvements quicker. But long story short, when I had eye floaters, I had a lot of worries. I just worried I could go blind. Yeah, so it affected a lot of things in my life. Like I was afraid to run. I was afraid to sleep. Every day I was just like looking at my eye floaters. It's a long story, but yeah, I just want to share like the main fear I was dealing with. So because of this, I guess motivation, and because of the fact that going to the doctor wasn't really helpful for me, because they just tell me to go get my eyes checked regularly, essentially. So I still had the issues I was talking about, like the worries and the eye floaters. So I want to do something about my problem. I want to see if I can reduce the chances of me going blind in any way, because I at the time I didn't have other options, but I want to do something about my fate. So I was just like searching up online every day, and at one point, yeah, I'm not sure when, but maybe the beginning of 2022, I came across a video about dry eye by Dr. Barry. I guess a lot of the people that are listening know about it. Yeah, so I checked out this video, although it's not related to eye floaters, but it's related to eye health. And I just thought it would be worth checking out. And then after checking out the video, I was like, oh, okay, I guess diet can play a role in your eye health. It's like a little eye-opening to me. And then I started to watch more and more of this guy's video. And let me think. Yeah. I guess from his content, he made a lot of videos about eye health. And a common theme is that he's basically telling you to eat less carbs and seed oils so you can prevent some eye issues. He didn't really talk about eye floaters at all, but he talked about how you can reduce the chances of you getting certain eye problems by cutting down on your carb and seed oils intake. Yeah, so I started to be like, okay, then I guess I need to eat a diet that's like lower in seed oils and carbs. And then I found out that he's like talking about this carnivore diet. And in the beginning, I was like, I didn't know it was possible. Like I was pretty confused, I guess, because I remember he had a video called BBBBE, and so basically you just eat like beef, bacon, eggs, stuff like that. And I was like, it feels like you are going to be deficient in nutrients if you eat like this. But he's making it seem like you can eat like this. But obviously, I knew that this diet has no carbs and seed oils. So I was like pretty curious. So I just kept like researching. So I just watched a lot of his educational content, his podcasts with other people. Yeah, I think I mainly watched his stuff to like become enlightened. Yeah, so but because growing up, I think vegetables are, like without vegetables you will become constipated and you shouldn't eat a lot of meat. But I remember he had a video talking about his poop on Carnivore, and it was pretty like surprising to me, because he not only did he not get constipated, he shared a couple different aspects about his poop and everything improved. He said that his urgency decreased, his stinkiness decreased, and then it became cleaner, stuff like that. So I was like, oh, wait, what? Yeah. And that video definitely made me intrigued a lot more in like Carnivore. And then I saw a podcast between him and Michaela Peterson, and that's a pretty good one. So, in my opinion, so if you are like still not all that filled in in terms of carnivore. I think you can go check it out. But they also addressed why it's okay to eat a lot of meat. So I think he mentioned that, Dr. Berry mentioned that in year blah 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 blah, this association already canceled the old guideline. So right now it's not that big of a deal to eat a lot of meat, something like that. Basically, I just came across some new information that's different from what I was taught growing up. So I started to be like, okay, I guess this can work. So anyways, I just did a lot of research, but I think those are two pretty big things that really like shift my perspectives. So after a lot of research, I just became down to give this a try. And when I was at that point, I just went for it. So it was pretty straightforward to me. Like it made a how do I say this? Because at that time I was like dealing with eye floaters. So once I found this kind of hope, like it made sense. I just need to like do it. What else should I do? Something like that. And yeah, I guess let me see. I'll just talk about the improvements I saw. So when I went into carnivore, I didn't really have any expectations, to be honest. I just thought maybe this can help me, and I'm going to be fine eating this. And then I went for it, and I think in just a few weeks, my mental health improved. So prior to that, I was feeling pretty hopeless because of my eye floaters and because of my scoliosis. I can get into this later, but I just feel pretty unhappy about my life. But I remember just after a few weeks eating a carnivore diet, I started to be pretty okay, and I was able to go out and play. Yeah, at the time I didn't realize this, but yeah, I definitely already saw some mental health improvements just a couple weeks into this. And I also lost weight pretty quickly. So prior to eating a carnivore diet, I wasn't eating all that ideally because of my mental health. I kind of felt like I want to give up. So I was like eating less good than before. And anyways, after I went carnivore, I just became like more healthy looking, I would say. Lost some unnecessary weight. So I guess I went from somewhere around 80 kilos to just 70-ish kilos. And my skin definitely improved a lot. I can't tell you guys like how quickly did this improvement happen, but my skin improved a lot. So I used to always have pimples, some acne on my face, but right now, for the most part, I don't have this issue. Yeah, and let's see. Yeah, I saw a lot of improvements in my mental health. Specifically, how do I say this? Like, in terms of dating, I saw some mental health improvements, but this is a little long, so I can get into this later. My satisfaction in my diet improved a lot because prior to carnivore, like I said, I was like kind of giving up. I was kind of not eating very ideally, but at the same time, I was already trying to eat better. So I was trying to eat more protein, drink soy milk, protein shake, chicken breast, and I was trying to eat less junk food to reduce my calories because I wanted to have a better looking body. But at the time, I didn't like my diet. So I always indulge in junk food. Like I didn't want to eat junk food. I thought it's like not ideal, and I think I'm a pretty disciplined person. But at that time, I would just fail pretty often, I'd say. But after I went carnivore, every day I'm just eating meat and eggs, and over time I don't really crave junk food, honestly. Like basically to not eat junk food on this kind of animal-based, meat-based diet, that where you eat a lot of delicious meat and eggs. I think it's going to be so much easier compared to like eating a lean meat, vegetable, normal diet. So this is also a pretty big one. Um, yeah, but because I was talking about my eye floaters, so let me just kind of comment on the improvements I saw in terms of this. So after I went carnivore, although like 4 years later around, right now I still have eye floaters, but I no longer struggle with my eye floaters very long ago after I went carnivore because my mental health improved, and then I started to don't think there are some big deals. Yeah, and also another perspective change. So because I was reading some stats, and not everyone is going to get retinal detachment. It's only like very few people in 100 people, and I was just like, okay, not everyone is going to get this, and I'm already eating a so healthy diet, in my opinion. If anything, it shouldn't happen to me. It should happen to other people. So this kind of perspective change also really helped me look at this problem. Yeah. So right now, I think the number of my eye floaters decreased a little bit. I can't really like tell you for sure, but I think they decrease a little. And anyways, for the most part, or like always, I'm not bothered by them. Like when I was talking with you, I didn't think about my eye floaters. I only will see my eye floaters if I really try to think about them and see them. But for the most part, I'm occupied by my other stuff, and I don't really care about eye floaters. So yeah, I'd say these are some most major improvements I saw, and I guess I'll stop here.
Yeah, that's really interesting about the eye floaters. I mean, I don't know much about it, but I think like from the past, I did hear, like seeing tiny black gray dots, maybe some transparent like looking things. Quick question, like are they do you notice them more when you see when you look at like a bright background? Oh, okay, okay. I see.
Sorry, I mean, yeah. Let me comment on this. Uh, I'd say you are right. I think I'm going to see them more easily or more noticeably in a more bright setting. But like I said, I don't really like think about them. So actually, right now I need to like I'm not sure. Yeah, that's how much I have improved. I guess if you asked me 4 years ago, I could tell you very quickly.
I see. And it's really interesting also like hearing all the improvements because you had a lot of improvements in just a few weeks. You lost weight, mental health improvement, the dating satisfaction, there's just like many to name. And I think like maybe was the I think you already mentioned, you covered this one. Was the improvement like gradual? Did it disappeared quickly, like in those couple of few weeks?
Interesting. I honestly I didn't really like pay attention to that. I just know that after let's say a few weeks, I already lost weight, and I already saw some improvements in my mental health. But I wasn't like paying attention to my improvement every day. Yeah, because I didn't have a lot of expectations. I just at the time my focus was just to um, eat the diet properly. Because when you first get into this, there can be some um, questions, confusion. So at the time, I was just trying to like sort out my confusion to properly eat this diet. I just want to do this diet well. And at the time, I didn't really think a lot about other things. Yeah, so I can also get into the beginner questions I had back then, but basically I think I already have weight loss and mental health improvements pretty quickly. And in terms of my like how do I say this? Because I mentioned that I saw some improvements in my dating, and that's also some mental health improvement. And in terms of that, I'm not sure when that happened. Maybe that took longer. Yeah. Do you want me to get into that right now? The improvement in
Yeah,
terms of
yeah, yeah.
yeah. Okay, great. So in the past, I would had a lot of loneliness issues. So I would just often feel sad and lonely, and I guess I really want to get a girlfriend. Yeah, but at the time, um, let's see, I, I, I just didn't get a girlfriend. Yeah, I think it has to do with my neediness for sure. That's definitely a pretty big one. But anyways, at the time, I was a needy guy, and I couldn't really get a girlfriend, and it's just not. It's a problem that's not fixable because I guess my problem back then was that I wanted to get a girlfriend, but my solution was to get a girlfriend, but I couldn't get a girlfriend, so I was kind of stuck, and I would just always feel very lonely, and I couldn't even watch like Netflix, like it's pretty. How do I say this? Like, I remember at that time I wanted to watch a show, and the character, the female character, she was like pretty cute, so I didn't want to watch it because I guess it would make me want to get a girlfriend. Yeah, something like that. Or sometimes you just can't like concentrate. I was sometimes just very occupied by my loneliness. Yeah. And it affected how I interacted with girls. Like I would try to like learn some tricks, like watch some videos dating by some dating gurus, and then just know I want to know how should I act around girls. Yeah, so I was like being very strategic and not very authentic when I was with girls, and also I was just putting on an act. So maybe I could act cool, act that I didn't care about her. Like maybe, for example, like maybe the girl doesn't reply to my message for a long time. I'm going to be like, oh, should I text her? Should I just wait? And then maybe a guru is going to say, oh, you should just wait. And then I would just pretend that I didn't care. And then, but deep down or like in my heart, I still feel very like, I care a lot about this. Yeah, something like this. But I think, well, it's not a very healthy mindset. Yeah, I think you should just be more in tune with how you feel. Yeah. And if you want to text a girl, you should just text her. You shouldn't just be like, oh, I don't want to text her because in this way I'm going to act too needy, and that's going to hurt. If she doesn't vibe with that, then fine, whatever. Yeah, that's a healthier mindset. And yeah, these are some main things I can think of right now. But also, I would feel pretty like insecure when I had to go out alone. Yeah. So I was single, and when I went out, I would just feel like just not very happy, I guess. And I worry if people are going to think I'm like a loser or something. Yeah. And yeah, these are some main things. But after I went carnivore, I definitely I think this took a longer time, and I could see gradual improvements. So it's not like an overnight thing, but I just noticed that I was able to feel more and more okay with my life, I guess. So I start to need girls that much. So it's kind of funny. Like, in a way, you can say I became less horny, but that's just like mentally. It's not physically. Yeah, and yeah, I just became more abundant, and that actually helped with me interacting with girls. I definitely, um, I definitely was able to see more success in dating. Like, how do I say this? Like, some girls start to become interested in me, which didn't happen before. Yeah, I think it has to do with the fact that my obviously my health improved, right? So it's not just my mental health, my physical health also improved. So that definitely didn't hurt. Yeah. So, but when I'm, let's say, talking with a girl I like, if she doesn't show a lot of interest in me, I'm going to be pretty okay with that. I can move on more quickly compared to before because I have a more healthy mind right now, I guess. Yeah. Um, but I guess it just saves me a lot of like sadness because I feel like when a guy is like talking with a girl, a lot of things can make you feel sad. Like I said, like if she doesn't text you back very quickly, or if a girl you like doesn't seem to like me, doesn't seem to like you all that much, these things can like just make you feel bad. But I became more resilient in a way. Yeah, yeah. So these are some main things that I saw happen. Yeah, but I want to point out that right now I have a girlfriend, and um, I pretty like her, and I hope she also pretty likes me. And I think this is not going to happen if I didn't go carnivore because I'm going to be less physically attractive, and I'm going to overthink more when I'm like interacting with her, for sure. So maybe I wouldn't shoot my shot, or like I don't know when to text her. I don't know if I should do certain take certain action, like ask her for her number or whatever. That's just some examples, but yeah, definitely pretty beneficial for me in terms of dating. And I think the main thing is that you need to fix your health instead of just learning some tricks. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very interesting, and I completely agree with everything you say. I mean, also very relatable. You know, when it comes to your dating. You know, also with the confidence. I think that's what you're pretty much covering, like the mental health aspect. Because you know me, like before carnivore, like I was also I don't like going to work meetings. You know, I get nervous like going into
Mm.
those. I get a lot of I get really anxious, like wanting to like finish. But yeah, I mean after carnivore, I get to enjoy them now. Like I don't care anymore. Like we can go as long as they can. So yeah, which is pretty good. You know. But I'm glad, you know, the confidence is like, and your girlfriend. I think this whole mindset that you have, I think is pretty awesome. I just wanted to touch back on the with the doctor because I know you went to the doctor to go see your eye floaters issue. So they pretty much they said like the recommended treatment is to check regularly. Have they like told you to try something else, or did you ever try something else, maybe another approach, like maybe going natural, not before not even like related to carnivore?
Okay, that's a nice question. So I definitely went to a couple different doctors. Uh, I can think of four already. Yeah. So in my country, there are like two kinds of medical systems. The first kind is like Western medicine and then Chinese medicine. And I went to both types of doctors. So in terms of Western, when I first got eye floaters, I went to a Western medicine doctor, and he told me that I am pretty severely nearsighted, and that's a factor why I get eye floaters at a younger age. Yeah, but I think he only told me to get my eyes checked regularly. Yeah. In Western medicine, they have some approaches to fix your eye floaters, but I guess generally they don't recommend this. They can use some laser treatments to do this. Yeah, but I guess it's not very popular, and it might still not be helpful for you. I guess it's kind of risky to do that, so they don't really push this. And in terms of like Chinese medicine doctors, they are going to give you a bit more hope. Like as a patient, you are going to feel like this might be more meaningful. So they are going to. I remember one Chinese doctor, Chinese medicine doctor. She gave me acupuncture, and I guess because I came across her YouTube video, and she said that she can manage eye filters. She made it seem like she can do something about it. So that's pretty somewhat reassuring. But at the same time, when I was going to her, I would feel like, how can this magically help me? It feels not that miraculous. I could feel that. I was like, how can I just take this Chinese medicine herb and then I'm going to be fine the next time I open my eyes? I don't think it's going to be this magical. I was going to I had this kind of skepticism. Yeah. But because like the Chinese medicine doctors, they are going to give you some herbs, like herb powders. And that feels a little more like you're doing something about your fate, a little more helpful, for lack of a better word. But obviously, I don't think they really help me. Yeah. I personally think acupuncture is a valid approach, but I guess it takes a long time. Yeah. To like fix your body. Well, let me see if I try other things for my eye floaters. I think these are the main ones. Yeah. And I can also touch on my scoliosis. Can I talk about that now? Like, okay, great. So before I went carnivore, I think I got eye floaters first, and then because of my back pain, I went to a bone doctor, and he said, you came here when you were still a teenager, and at that time you already had scoliosis, and let's do an X-ray again. And then I did that X-ray, and then he just looked very concerned. He was like, "Oh, your scoliosis worsened pretty much." And I don't know. I think if you are just a normal person, your emotion can be easily manipulated by doctors. So I always had, to be honest, like scoliosis is kind of like a permanent. It's like it's a condition that's always there. But so before I went to that bone doctor, I already had the same issue. But after he looked so concerned and said all that, I started to be like, I had a problem. Like something is wrong. Yeah. But long story short, when I was growing up, I knew scoliosis is a thing, but I didn't really know what it was. And after that doctor's visit, I found out that, it actually means my spine is like actually crooked, tilted. Prior to that, I didn't really know that. So after I found out about that, I was like, I felt pretty unconfident about myself because like if you look at my X-ray, my neck is actually like tilted. If you look at me right now, like very closely, maybe you can kind of tell. So my neck is kind of like permanently here. Yeah. So actually, I couldn't talk about this like this way in the past. Like I felt pretty insecure about this. So at the time, I was just like pretty angry and unsatisfied because I was like, oh, my scoliosis is so bad right now, and according to the medical system, if you try to fix your scoliosis at a younger age, you are going to be able to see more drastic results. So at the time I was like maybe 22 years old, and I was like, oh, it's so late. I think my parents, what are they doing? Why didn't they fix my scoliosis earlier? I was like, kind of, I didn't upset about my parents. Yeah, and I felt insecure about my scoliosis. Yeah, so I would just like I would film myself pretty often to see the way I look, to see if I look very asymmetrical. I care a lot about, I guess, the way I looked. And I would also tell my mom to film myself to see if I look all right. And actually, at that time, I was asking a lot of people around me about my scoliosis. And a lot of them actually say they couldn't really tell. Yeah. But at the time, I didn't want to believe them. I was like, no, I have a problem. Well, yeah. But after I went carnivore, I definitely noticed that I started to feel happy pretty quickly. Yeah, so I can't tell you like when did this happen, but I gradually just felt happier and happier. And right now I know I have like, yeah, but I can manage this. I can just be, I guess, okay with my problems. Kind of similar to eye floaters. So right now I still have eye floaters, but the way I manage them, the way I look at them is different. Yeah, so it's the same as scoliosis. Yeah, and I noticed that I had more motivation to fix myself because before I went carnivore, I was kind of like a victim, and I guess I was already trying to fix myself, but it was more like a victim. Yeah, like, oh, I need to fix my problem. But after I went carnivore, it's kind of like I didn't feel like a victim. I was like I'm just trying to fix my problem in a more mature way. I just know, oh, okay, I want to fix this problem, and let me do this. I have more healthy mindset to look at my issue, and I have more courage to take action because I started to like hire a personal coach, and to me previously this kind of move actually takes some courage. Yeah, I kind of forgot what I would be worried about, but it would take some courage. And after I went carnivore, I could do this kind of thing that requires more matureness, I guess. Yeah. So just want to comment on this. That's pretty much it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like those are like a very vital info. Like, I mean, I can sense your motivation, the difference of motivation before carnivore and after. Like, now it's more like you really have a, more than just confidence. I feel like it's the, how would you describe it? Like the aura is different, right? So, I guess, before carnivore, like with all the issues like improving scoliosis, the mental health, and then the eye floaters. Did you ever had any assumption what was the root cause of this thing? Like, could it be like I'm reading too much, or maybe I'm using my eyes too much? I don't rest, things like that. Did you had any assumption what was causing those health issues?
That's an interesting question. Let me attack scoliosis first.
Mhm.
I think it's a pretty common understanding. Maybe it's a bad way to say it because it's not really understand. Maybe it's a better way to say it's like a myth. It's a pretty common myth that. Okay, let me just keep going. Some people just have scoliosis. It's idiopathic. This is like a lot of medical professionals are going to, I guess, learn this at school. And if you go online, you're going to be able to find this information. Some scoliosis are idiopathic. So I was just a normal person. I see people say this. I'm just going to think, oh, this is the truth. So to answer your question, in terms of my scoliosis, I didn't really think there was some causes. But to be honest, I feel like it definitely has to do with your lifestyle, because I'm a strong believer that the way you live and eat can affect how your teeth play out, like your facial bones development and everything. So your spine is also your bone. So why is it not going to also be affected by your diet and lifestyle, right? That's my 2 cents, but maybe I'm wrong. The medical community says idiopathic, right? Yeah, but in terms of my eye filters, yeah, so the doctor, it's also like a common understanding that, or agreement. Yeah, I think a lot of people don't really understand what's going on, but they just say this is what it is. Yeah, but yeah, it's a common agreement that when you are highly nearsighted, you are more likely to get eye floaters at a younger age. So I guess I thought that was my cause, if that makes sense. But it's like also not really something you can do, I guess. You can't really do anything about it. And in terms of, yeah, let me just get into all of them. Mental health. When I was like in junior high school, my older sister, she was like diagnosed with depression. And at that time, I guess I just thought that why are you depressed? Like, it's just it's your problem. Like, you shouldn't be depressed. Like, like your life is not that hard. Like, why are you depressed? Yeah, that's pretty much what I think. And I didn't really know. How do I say? I think it's just I was like, it's just a mindset thing. It's not really a problem. So, I guess it's not related to what are the causes. I guess I don't know. I guess at that time my mindset was like, it's not really a thing. Yeah, it's not really a thing. So maybe it's not really related to your question, but yeah. Let's see. But when I was like feeling, let me just talk about this. Like when I was already trying to fix my diet, when I was like going to the gym, I tried to like eat more protein, eat less calories. I was paying attention to my diet, but I didn't really know it could affect my skin health and my mental health and my overall appearance. Like right now, I think if you eat a healthy diet, your face is going to become more healthy, like leaner. I noticed that it's kind of common nowadays. People kind of have some extra puffiness on their face. And according to this doctor called Dr. Sean O'Mara, I guess it has to do with your visceral fat storage. Like if you have a lot of visceral fat on your body coming from your unhealthy lifestyle, your face is going to appear more diseased. And then if you eat a better diet, live a better lifestyle, your face can look healthier. So when I was like trying to eat a better diet, eat more protein. I just thought that could affect my body, I'm my physique. That's pretty much it, I guess. I just thought it could affect my physique, but I don't know. That could really affect my digestion, my skin, my mental health, my attractiveness. I guess like I didn't have the complete picture. So I was also because, like I said, I had some pimples on my face pretty regularly, and I was trying to fix my skin by using some skincare products. At the time, I didn't think about fixing my diet. Yeah, so that's kind of also a blind spot. And another thing is that I guess at one point before I went carnivore, I was having constipation, and I went online. I found a video telling me to eat more fiber because you can't digest it. So you are going to have to poop it out. So that made sense to me at that time. So I guess I thought that the cause of constipation was fiber. Yeah, so that's kind of also related to your question. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Some worldview I had back then.
Yeah. I feel like yeah, like again, it's very relatable because some of those worldview is pretty much how I used to look at things, like the old ways, and then now carnivore. Pretty much, I look back at everything. Everything was wrong, you know. So also I did like looking back at issues, I did assume that at one point, it could be the stress that's causing my health issues, but at the same time, maybe there's some specific food that's causing it, right? Um, what was your favorite food back then? Like, I was big on street food and like I like ramen, I like fried chicken, and then I'll try to mix it with spinach, make it look healthier, whatever. But what was your favorite food before carnivore?
I like this question.
Yeah.
Well, wow. You know what? I'm kind of after I went carnivore, I feel like I'm a little um how do you say this? We live in a different world. Like you know what? Like it's insanely common for people in Taiwan to go to a 7-Eleven, but you like I remember last time I went to 7-Eleven, I was like, this feels very strange. Like this place feels familiar and not familiar at the same time. Yeah, but I was a big fan of potato chips and chocolate. I ate a lot of. I guess it's called Kinder. Do you know what that is? Yeah, that's pretty good. And Ferrero Rocher, I also like that. I like chocolate with like a kind of butter feeling, filling. Yeah. And let's see. I guess I also ate at KFC a lot and McDonald's and um, donuts. I also like donuts. Yeah, so I ate my fair share of like normal food. I also like it's pretty common to eat like fried chicken chops and also like what's that called? Boba? Yeah. I also it depends on the stage of my life because like when I was growing up, maybe I was more casual. I ate more junk food, and then I got into like working out, so I started to care more about how I eat. But I would still eat the foods I mentioned here and there. Yeah, and also it's common for us to eat instant noodles or maybe ramen. I don't know, like just a plastic bag with like you add hot water. Is that's also a pretty mainstream culture here to like eat that. Like everyone knows certain brands. If you don't know certain brands, like how? You are supposed to know. That's just a normal thing to know. Yeah. What else? Let me see. Yeah, I guess that's pretty much what I have to say. Hmm. I,
Yeah, I
I
feel like
like all of these foods.
yeah. I feel like all the food that you mentioned, I used to like all of them. And you mentioned KFC. I was a big fan of that. KFC and
Uh,
what was the other one? Popeyes. And then I mixed it with sometimes ramen and then
wow.
sometimes the pasta.
Mm.
So, but now that looking back at it, like it's pretty unhealthy. But what do you eat now? I guess maybe you can walk me through. Uh, I guess a typical day or week of eating for you look like. Do you keep it like consistent, or do you switch things up?
Okay, nice. So I have been on this kind of meat-based diet for almost 4 years now. So I saw myself becoming more and more loose when it comes to my rules. So in the beginning, I was just eating meat and eggs and salt, and I was like very consistent. I think I did this for like for sure, like maybe at least 8 months. Like just literally just only these things, like and it's no other things. And so like when I would eat out, I would like avoid any sauces and any foods that has suspicious ingredients. I'm going to ask the staff members, try to like know if they are clean. Yeah, and over time, I guess I became more and more okay with my health. Like I didn't feel all that inclined to be this locked in. So I found myself becoming more okay with consuming some rice here and there. It's like in the past, maybe when I see rice, I'm just not going to eat it. But right now, when I see rice, maybe I'm going to be like, okay, I want to entertain it. I'll take a few bites. Like it's like this. Uh, and let's see. Yeah, like for example, when I go to let's say Costco and they are serving some steak slices, I'm going to. It's going to depend on my mood. Maybe I'm going to ask them about the ingredients. Maybe I'm not. It's just going to depend on my mood. But I'm not going to be like, oh, I really need to know the oil they use to cook this, or I'm not going to eat it. Right now, I'm more like relaxed, which I think is not ideal for sure. Yeah, like in the most strict setting, you need to really care about these. Yeah, but I guess I have different focus right now. Like I don't, I'm not trying to become uh, like completely locked in, I guess. Yeah, so right now, uh, sometimes I might be eating some meat. Like if I go out, maybe I'm going to eat some meat that has some not very transparent ingredients. Yeah, but I'm going to be. I don't really like to eat things that has a lot of like sauces and seasonings. So I'm not going to I'm not going to eat those, to be honest. But I'm okay with eating meat that's like with a bit of just a little bit of sauces, if that's like the way they are. If I can tell the restaurant to not add sauces, I'm going to do that. But for example, if I go to a all you can eat buffet and the foods there already had a bit of sauces, I'll see if I want to eat it. I'm not going to completely say no. That's kind of my overall philosophy. Just a little, not very strict. But I eat steak. I eat chicken. I don't really eat pork. I eat eggs. Recently, I've been eating duck eggs. I also like eat like balut, like fertilized duck eggs, just for fun. I think after you go carnivore, you are going to explore more options you didn't try before. You didn't consider trying. For example, like certain organs. I guess, or like buying a whole chicken. This is not what I would do in the past. Yeah, but my steak, I eat like, oh, I eat pork knuckles. When I go to Costco, I really like to buy their pork knuckles. It's probably a little seasoned, but I react very okay with it, and I think it's delicious. I really like it. What else? Yeah, but and sometimes I'll. So take yesterday for example. I consumed some rice because I was like, how do I say this? Let me just say I was having a business meeting with a person, and after that, um, he invited me to eat out with him. He's just a guy that eats a normal diet. So because right now I'm more relaxed, so I just went to a place that sells some meat and rice. It's a common food here in Taiwan, like just some rice, and they drizzle some braised meat on top, and I was okay with eating that with him. But when I eat that kind of stuff, I'm probably not going to eat all the rice. I'm going to listen to my body. Like I don't really like to eat a lot of rice, but I'm okay with eating rice. So I'm just going to see like, okay, just a few bites, and then okay, this is feeling a little too much. Then I'm okay with like not eating all the rice, because it's not very normal here. Like parents want you to eat all the stuff. You shouldn't waste food. Yeah, but right now I make my choices differently. Yeah. So yesterday I ate some rice and some meat, some pork knuckle, some what's that called? Pig intestine. Yeah, and it's pretty common to find organ soup here in Taiwan. Yeah, I didn't really mess with these before, but I think it's a nice privilege that we have this kind of culture. Didn't appreciate it enough before. Yeah, and let's see. Did I eat anything? Oh, I also drank some milk yesterday. Yeah, so milk is also something I consume. Yes, but it's not my main food. Yeah, main food is going to be meat. I think I listen to my body. Like, I prioritize foods that really nourish me, and it's me. And usually, it's going to be meat.
That's a pretty cool list, and I'm glad you're doing something. What do you call this? Like improve now, because now you're pretty much like adapted to the carnivore, and you can pretty much relax the way what you're eating, like consume rice here and there. I mean, I thought that was pretty awesome. Um, Wait, I think there was this. I'm just curious because you're from Taiwan.
Mm-hmm.
Have you tried that food called what was it, like something coffin? Like was it coffin bread? Something coffin bread?
Coffee bread. I'm not sure. Oh, wait. I guess I know what you're talking. I think I have tried it. It's just
Yeah,
something like toast, right? If you know what that is.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think like before I went carnivore, I think that's the one thing I wanted to try because of the name. It was something coffin.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah, yeah. But
Have you been to
I
Taiwan?
don't think I'll be trying it. No, I haven't been to Taiwan.
Okay.
Yeah, but something because I watch a lot of YouTube travel videos. So
Okay.
so I
Nice.
watch a lot of food street foods, and Taiwan is like
Uh,
mostly mostly showcases their street food. So and then I heard like something coffin bread, and then stinky
oh,
tofu, like these
oh,
things, like so that's my food
nice,
noise.
nice.
Yeah,
But
but
I guess that's
I just
irrelevant to
wanted
you
to yeah,
because you are a carnivore now. I don't know. Maybe you are going to still try that.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, maybe if I go to Taiwan, I'll try it. Because that's something I wanted to try, but I don't
Hmm.
know. Maybe it'll bring back the sugar addiction or something.
Oh,
Yeah. Um, what is what is the hardest thing about being carnivore for you? Like example for me would be like social gatherings with family and friends, right? travel and the cravings in the beginning. My cravings didn't go away until like more than 1 year. Is it hard, being a carnivore in Taiwan? Like, what's the hardest thing for you?
Okay. I just want to say that I appreciate your questions you prepare. I enjoy them. Hmm. You know what? What came to my mind is to see what's the hardest thing being a carnivore is probably to see what people are doing. Like it's not very sensible, in my opinion. Yeah. So just give you a quick example. Should I talk about this? Okay, I'll do it in a more. We're talking about the fact that this person has depression, and they are kind of like confused. They don't know how to like what's going on, something like that. And I was like, I think I know what's going on. Like I think it's I'm not going to say that if you go carnivore, you are not going to have mental health issues at all, because I think life is definitely pretty challenging. Like as a carnivore right now, I still deal with like a lot of how do you say this, challenges, yeah. And but I think it's going to help you if you are still eating a normal diet and you are saying that, oh, you have depression. I'm going to be like, maybe you are not going to have that if you eat a better diet. Yeah. So people are like having some skin issues. Like honestly, it's just not very aesthetic, and I just kind of feel like you don't need to have this problem. That's my opinion. Like I think you are not going to have this issue if you go carnivore. And yeah, another thing, like how do you say this? Sometimes I can see some people that are struggling with some issues or like mysterious health problems online. There are like some patients, and I just often wonder, like, are they still going to have these problems if they grow up eating a meat-based diet? If they are more pay more attention to their diet and lifestyle when they grow up? I think a lot of the issues that these patients are struggling with, I really question if they are still going to be there if they grow up living healthily. Yeah. Yeah. So, but I can't really say this. This is controversial to say. I'm happy I can say this now. I think it's not that controversial. Like I'm not even trying to say I'm right. I'm just trying to ask a curious question. I'm like, wait, is this person still going to have this problem if he grow up living healthily? Maybe he's going to. But we need to be curious, right? we shouldn't be like, oh, like this is just what happens. Poor you. Oh, you are so motivational. Keep going. I think we should try to like think deeper, right? Yeah. But let me see if I can give you some more practical insights in terms of doing a carnivore diet. So my grandma, she thinks I'm pretty strange after doing somewhat okay on carnivore for 4 years. I think you know what, like I think when I am interacting with her, I'm so much more loving now, because in the past I would be more I have bad vibe, I guess. So I would not want to like really, I would feel shy to get close with my grandma, and I would feel distant. Like I was socially more bad. And after I went carnivore, I think I literally look better, and and I'm like interacting with her more maturely. I try to give her positive energy. I try to like make her happy, but she's still like she likes to say that I'm too skinny. compared to my younger brother. My younger brother is like on the overweight side, but apparently I'm less healthy, and and she often likes to tell me, "Go eat rice, go eat rice." Like no one doesn't eat rice. Like, she literally always say this. Like, I tell her that if I want. Also, I entertain rice right now, so it's not like I don't eat rice. I kind of entertain it, but she just always want me to eat rice, and who the hell only eats meat? She just wants.
I feel like it's very common in Asia, right?
Yeah, yeah, but like I actually try to like explain the reasoning with her, and I try to be a good example, and I have told her that, oh, if I want to eat rice, I'm going to eat rice, and I think meat is better. I just want to eat meat. I literally just want to eat meat. Like, why would I want to eat rice if there's a bunch of meat in front of me? Like, so, but yeah, she still can't really like come to terms with this side of the world, I guess. Right now, she still often eats vegetarian food or like vegan food, and it actually kind of saddens me because, I mean, the fact that she's eating that itself is kind of not very appetizing for sure, and I know it's not going to really serve her health. So, just it's I can't really do anything about it. At this point, I'm a little like, I have kind of moved on. I'm not going to be like very care too much about this because it's not very productive. Yeah, but in a more ideal world, I definitely want my grandma to just eat more like me, and I think she's going to be happier and healthier for sure. Yeah, right now she often goes to doctors for her teeth, for her heart, I guess, and it's like pretty. It's not. How do you say this? You need to have patience and time to do this. To like call a taxi, go to a doctor, and sit there, blah 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 blah, and go home and still not see improvements and just repeat. Like I kind of admire my family members. Like I'm like, how the hell do you have the motivation or like how do you say this, drive to go to a faraway hospital or whatever? Like I can't really do this. Like I feel like it's so tiring and annoying. Yeah. But that's pretty much it.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just saying, like, I think it's pretty interesting with your grandma, the whole situation. I just feel like the whole rice situation is very common. Saying like, because like I think you also covered this in the beginning, where like how can somebody not eat rice? This is so unhealthy. They say that like if you're gonna eat your meat, eat some rice because it's supposedly healthy for you. But yeah, Leo, if you had to describe the impact of carnivore in your life, what one word would you describe it, and tell me why?
Wow. Another W question, my friend. This I need to think about it for a little. I'd probably say it's a blessing. So blessing, one word. So it really allowed me to see the world much differently. And right now I have the ability to be healthy, make my to make myself stay pretty healthy. In my opinion, yeah, I think I'm going to be fine. I don't think I'm going to be having some heart attacks, some problems. Yeah, so I feel more hopeful about my future right now because of this kind of lifestyle and the worldview I learned. Like in the past, I would feel like, I worry I get future eye issues. I worry I get future teeth issues. It feels like it's going to cost so much money. And also, I guess when my family members have diseases, I'm going to feel kind of hopeless. I'm going to feel like, oh, let me see if I can give an example. Because like I guess in the past before I went carnivore, I wouldn't know why they have these problems. I would probably just feel sad for them, for my family members that are having some health issues. But right now, I can look at this situation in a more insightful way. So I'm going to be like, it's not very surprising. So this definitely makes my outlook healthier for sure. And right now I'm much more open-minded. Like I'm very willing to learn new information, and I don't randomly believe in things. I think this is something that really requires some intention, because it's easy to just believe in certain things without really like looking into it. But going carnivore, and because actually I eat raw meat now. Like I'm okay with eating raw meat. So I'm okay with eating raw meat now because I went carnivore, and I started to question my previous worldviews, and then I like these experiences really made me like just be more open-minded, and I think it's pretty helpful for me. And I think right now I know how to become healthy. I think it's very valuable, and I know how to make the people around me healthier, like if they would like to listen to me. So yeah, it's very just, how do you say this, empowering. Yeah. And right now I make content. It also has a lot to do. I want to like help more people know the importance of diet, and I want people to think more about doctors' treatments, like be more skeptical about them. Like don't just think they are always good. I think people should just evaluate more. I want to help people have these understandings, and I think it's pretty challenging. It's a, how do you say this? It's a interesting challenge for me to like pursue this path, to try this endeavor. So I guess I'm also thankful for having found Carnivore, or just Dr. Barry. Shout out to him. Yeah, definitely deserves some credit for sure. I know he has definitely like helped a lot of people. Yeah. And I think like making content is not easy. Like you need to deal with a lot of things that can worsen your mental health. Let me just say this. So I admire someone like you, like Dr. Barry, that's like putting yourself out there and facing these challenges. But yeah, going back to what I was talking about, I think it's pretty great that I started to make content to like try to post about carnivore, and yeah, I guess it's like thanks to the fact that I found carnivore. Yeah, so let me just say this for now.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I actually like the word you use. It's a blessing, and also you did cover the issue. You know, I guess the negative side of it, which is like you'll feel hopeless if you see your, you know, maybe your family or some of your relatives like, and you can't do anything about it. I feel like I guess what you're trying to cover is like it's a double-edged sword, right? So a bit of
Can I kind
good
of
thing.
chime in? Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, yeah, I guess I was trying to say that in the past, before I went carnivore, I would feel more hopeless when I see my family members are struggling with health issues because I didn't know what I could do. But right now, being on a carnivore diet, when I see my family members have health issues, I'm going to be like not very surprised. So, so I guess that's the difference, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Yeah, that was actually a
But
very good
obviously,
clarification.
I also would like them to hop on a better diet. So this fact can also kind of make me feel a little frustrated. Yeah, but I think it's better right now to be able to feel more grounded about my family's health issues instead of in the past feeling more worried.
Yeah, I feel like you know, with that said, I feel like most people would try things like halfway or incomplete, especially trying something new like carnivore for them because we've all been like skeptic like when it comes to researching this thing like thinking like, oh, these people are crazy doing this carnivore diet all meat, right? um if you can give an advice to someone just starting, maybe someone who had a similar issue as you, but they're super skeptical and they think they will get a heart attack. They have no clue about the source of it, the health issue, but they're just lacking nutrients or something. What would you tell them?
Mm. So let me uh, try to understand your question real quick. So someone that's struggling with my past health issues, but they are very skeptical about a carnivore diet. Okay, great.
Yeah,
I mean, I totally get where you're coming from because I experienced the same thing. But I think it's important to ask yourself why you have the beliefs you have now. Did you just listen to someone else say it and you just believe it without looking into it, or did you actually did your research so you had reasons to believe what you believe now? I think that's a very great place to start. And I hate to break it to you, but me and Joseph and a lot of other people literally just don't eat vegetables and eat a bunch of meat and eggs, and can we were able to become much healthier. So this is something, maybe this is going to kind of be threatening to you, but um, this is just what's going on. So I think you should do further research to know like why is this happening, because you can believe that you are just going to become constipated without vegetables, but it's not what's going on for us. So yeah, maybe that's a little too confronting. but because I guess it depends on who I'm talking to. If I say what I said to my past self, I think my past self will like think I'm saying some logical stuff. Yeah, but yeah, if you don't want to try it, it's okay. And let me see. But I think you should know that your diet and lifestyle will probably play a role in how healthy you are physically and mentally, because a lot of people have been able to improve their health by changing their diet and lifestyle. Yeah, so if you don't vibe with carnivore for whatever reason, I think you can still try to see if you can change your diet, change your lifestyle, see if there are some things you can work on, and just be adventurous and maybe if you don't mind, just check out what some carnivores have to say, just for fun. Why not? Yeah, hear their stories. Yeah, maybe you don't need to go check out all the boring theories. You can go check out their stories if you can find any, and just for fun. And you don't need to try it. yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Mm.
That's a very good advice. I feel like it's very grounded at the same time. You know, do your research. Pretty much, don't just jump into it right away. I think that's a very good advice. My last question I want to ask is your future outlook. How do you see Carnivore in the next 5 to 10 years? Do you see Carnivore being in a good light or negative light? Negative light meaning, like, you know, we'll probably see some maybe censorship or maybe false information about the lifestyle, or maybe the meat prices going high. And at the same time, the good thing is more people want to learn about this, right? More people want to listen through whatever social media and learn about, you know, how can they better their health, and, you know, they're seeing a lot of improvements. What are your thoughts?
Hmm. Interesting question. I can try to talk about. I don't know. I think a lot of people are going to be resistant to this kind of culture, and I just hope that people can stay peaceful. Yeah, like just be okay with people living a different lifestyle. And but obviously, carnivores, people that live this kind of meat-based lifestyle, also need to just try to be more civil. And um, let's see. I think more and more people will start to become interested in this kind of diet. But at the same time, a lot of people are also going to be like not very happy with this. So, um, what I mean by that is they just don't think what they are doing right now is wrong. So when they see people that are like just doing something that's obviously challenging their worldview, I think people are not going to be a fan of that. Yeah, but I think we can just relax. It's not that deep. And yeah, just be more curious. I don't know. Let's see, but that's maybe a little off topic. What's going to happen? Well, I don't really know, but I just hope that the world will be peaceful, more peaceful than right now, and people are happier. People are not very like angry and negative. That's what I hope, but I'm not sure what's going to happen, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good outlook. I mean, I feel like it resonated with me when you said that this could be a lot of people might be resistant when it comes to this, you know, learning it, because it challenges their worldview. I feel like that's a very grounded way to look at things, because I mean, it's not uncommon, right? When you challenge somebody's worldview, they become resistant instead of just like, you know, why are you in this position, or like think about why you believe this thing, right? So I definitely agree with that. Leo, if people want to reach or follow you, where's the best place to connect with you?
Mm. Thank you for asking this, Joseph. So, like I mentioned in the beginning, I also interview people that eat a meat-based diet. So, if you would like to check that out, you can go to my YouTube channel. So it's just Eggman, Eggman, with a emoji of a little baby chicken. But I guess you just type Eggman, and to be honest, like this is pretty funny. I think I have been interviewing a lot of raw meat eaters, but I honestly I identify more like a carnivore. So I don't know, and I feel like I'm attracting more raw meat followers. So so yeah, I guess if you type raw meat and Eggman, you are going to be able to find my channel. And I definitely want to be interviewing more carnivores moving on because I'm not a religious raw meat guy or something. Yeah, so I'll be interviewing Joseph soon. Yeah, and yeah, you can find me on my YouTube channel, and you can also find me on Instagram. I guess my account name is all over the place. Yeah, but my Instagram is King Eggman. So KINGEGGNAN, and then 123. Yeah, I'll just talk about these for now. Yeah, these are some good ways to find me. And if you are a carnivore that's listening to this, shout out to you. If you want to, if you have my kind of passion, I guess, if you want to be able to share what you really want to share to the world, you are welcome to reach out to me and to tell me your story and your vision, and maybe we can set up an interview. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So go back to Joseph.
All right, Leo, that's excellent. I'm gonna make sure to post them all in this description so people can reach you. Leo, thank you again for joining me. I really enjoyed hearing your story and also learning about your carnivore experience. I appreciate you taking the time to share. Thank you.
Thank you, Joseph. I appreciate you spending so much time to talk with me, and I try to share a lot. So thank you for your patience. I really enjoy this.